Cheers, everyone. It's early Sunday evening. Got some hot coffee here. I finally locked in my Security Plus exam date for next month. I scheduled it online, locked it in, and now I've got about 5 weekends. I think it's about 6 weeks around that time to go ahead and take the exam and hopefully pass the first shot. I've been doing some practice exams, practice tests, and did one mock exam. Didn't do real good on the mock exam, and the areas that I didn't do well on, I knew I wasn't going to do well on them anyway. So the other one on the two practice tests that I did, they were 90 questions, about an hour and a half or so. Didn't take me that long to go through them. And what it does is after you finish them all, then it breaks it down to different objectives and the percentage of how well you did on them. And again, what came back was the areas that I really need to focus on. And the other ones I did pretty fair or anything like that, but I need to really get those percentages up to about 80-85% consistently. I need to nail every one. I need to go through every one of those exams, every one of those quizzes, and boom, 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 knock them out real quick. Not real quick, but I need to knock them out, 80%, 85% each one, go down the line and knock it out. This way I'll know. And then I'll go back over, read the study guide again, go back over the notes that I have, and retake these exams and try to get it up to about 90% and go from there and just keep doing it now. Just keep doing it over and over and over until basically what I want to do right now is I eventually just want to pass the exam and get it done. Once I pass the exam, then I can relax a little more. But essentially, what I really want to get out of the whole studying thing and everything like that is to be able to work it into conversation. If I go into an interview or something like that, and people start talking about, these configurations, and they start talking about how this works and that works, I can just spit it out like that. If they say, well, if I'm trying to do this and do this, but I'm having this problem and this problem, what do you think the problem is? And I just, well, here's your problem right here. Did you check that this is configured, or maybe this setting is wrong, or this is wrong? And I want to nail it like that. Or if they say, well, what's the difference between this and this? Or something like, if I install this, would it be better to install this, or that kind of thing, along that generalization to get that stuff done. So, but the biggest thing is, let me get the exam out of the way, get it passed, and I do want to get back into the CCNA. But at least now, once I get the Security Plus out of the way, I can relax a little bit better. And the CCNA is not going to be easy, but at least I know that at least I have something under my belt. I've accomplished something early in the year, and I think that the Security Plus can get me work in IT, and I'll just go from there. And once I start working in IT and doing that kind of thing, at least I got my foot in the door. And I think being around other teams and stuff like that, I think learning it, getting the hands on, everything like that, I think will be a lot better, because eventually what I want to do is, the whole thing that I wanted to get started on was the data centers, the servers, and everything like that, the networking. And all last year, what I was doing, I initially started out doing the Network Plus, and then I was talking to people online, and they eventually told me that you might as well just go for the CCNA. So I did my research and came up that, yeah, CCNA would be a lot better. So I started focusing on that. And then what happened was I was, losing time because of things going on and stuff like that with work and all that. And I was losing focus and all that kind of thing. So I really couldn't spend a lot of time on it, getting that CCNA, the hands-on stuff, because CCNA is really a lot of hands-on stuff. So I was losing time on that, but then I ended up winning a exam voucher for the Security Plus exam. So that was going to cover my cost. So I figured, okay, and you only have a year for that. So I figured, okay, well, let me start working on that. That was in October when I won that, about towards the end of October when I officially got that voucher. So I figured, okay, well, let me do some research on getting a couple of Udemy courses. Let me get the Security Plus notes, and let me do that. So that took me so basically I lost the month of October. Now, some people can do these things in a month or 2 months or anything like that, if you've got previous experience in doing this kind of thing and all that, but you have to spend a lot of time doing it. I don't have that time to do it and everything like that. So over the holidays, I spent a lot of time doing that over the weekends, reading the study guides, going through. But now that I have it locked in, I really have to go over the stuff. So now I'm pretty familiar with a lot of the stuff. So when I reread it, it'll come to me and everything like that. So now I'm really not starting from scratch going through this stuff. And then I can really focus more on where my areas are slow and really focus on those areas and everything like that. Really, the areas that I'm slow in are the not the big percentage of the exam, the smaller exam. I think one of them is 14%. Another one is 16 or 21% or something like that. So, but still, those are the ones that I think if I don't really focus on them, I think those are the ones that'll kill me on the exam. And I'll kick myself thinking, man, all I had to do was go back and focus on those areas and stuff like that. It's not really the technical stuff, it's more of the business side stuff of the exam things and everything like that, the agreements and things like that. So I have to really understand those acronyms and everything like that. Really nail the ports, understand, really memorizing the ports and everything like that. And overall, you need a 750 to pass the exam. Even if I get a 750 or 751, I still passed. So that's all I want to do. But I'm pretty happy, more nervous than anything, that I rescheduled the. No, I didn't reschedule the exam. I actually locked it in to take it next month and go from there. And it's still early in the year. That once I get that passed, get that under my belt, then I can move on to the CCNA, start looking for work. Because once I get that, then I can start looking for work with the Security Plus and go from there and really make a difference and see what happens. So stay focused, learn everything you can with if you're studying for an exam or anything like that, because the smallest thing will trip you up. Even if you think, well, this is only a small percentage of the exam, so even if I get a couple of things, you might get an exam where those three sections, the areas that you're good on, may not be not much on the exam. You may get hit with an exam. I don't know how the exams work. I know they're multiple choice, and the other thing I got to do is I really got to hit those labs, and really got to practice on the performance-based questions. I got to find a way to start doing performance-based questions and start nailing them real good and start learning them. So that's where I've got to go all this week and start hitting those notes all this week and start really getting to the point where, like I said, I'm hitting 85%, 85% on the questions, the practice questions, the mock exams, the practice exams, and then according to a lot of people that have done it and everything like that, once you hit that level on the practices and stuff like that, you're ready to take the exam. So I'll know by then. Hopefully by the first week of next month, I'll know where I'm at. I think what you can do too is I think you can reschedule the exam if you let them know 24 hours prior to taking the exam. So I think I'll be ready by then. I don't want to push it on to keep extending it, because then I figured, okay, well, I think you only get one extension. So even if I do that, then I start falling behind. And it's like, oh, well, now I've got this. So I've got to stick to this deadline. I've got to really hammer it down and get it done. So have a great night.